Hey coach, she reached out to me for the first date, called me later, same evening, set up a second date, and then she blew me off after I refused a maybe date. Is this just something girls do?
Well, so if she said, say your tentatively for the second date is supposed to be like Thursday night at 7. And she's like, well, I think I can do Thursday, but I'll have to get back to you. And, she won't, or she's like, well, I think that might work, but I'm not sure. Then I would just say, well, let's just make it a day when you know you're available. Because, if you got 1 or 2 nights available and you don't want to just keep it open for a maybe date, Um, just say, well, why don't we skip this week and maybe next week when you figure out your schedule, we can do something new. But if they get pissed off, especially if you're dating girls online, it's like they're just looking for reasons to be like, fuck this guy. But if they really like you, they'll keep the date. But if they don't really give a shit and they're just on to the next person, that's kind of the way she'll be. So what do I always say? Easy going, easy to get along with. And if you're not allowing a woman to waste your time because your time is limited and you got 1 or 2 free evenings a week because you're a busy professional, then you're not going to just block out the only free evening or 1 or 2 only free evenings for a girl that's not sure she can even meet you. It's like that's common sense. It's common courtesy. And if she just blows you off, then she wasn't that into you anyway, so screw her. Flexible, easygoing, easy to get along with, and that is definitely not flexible and easygoing, easy to get along with. She's being a pain in the ass, a little too much boss girl energy. So those things are gonna happen, man. Charge it to the game, on to the next. Because you didn't get a hell yeah, I'd love to see you. Let me clear my schedule. It's like, well, if Chad Thundercock's not available to beat up my pelvis, then maybe I'll hang out with you. I'll think about it.
Corey, things were cool. She just stopped texting. You teach, don't panic. Do I do nothing indefinitely?
Well, dating is like tennis. So if you're texting a girl, whether it's your girlfriend or a girl you just started dating or you've been dating for a little bit, well, what you got to realize is you hit the ball over the net and she didn't hit it back. So the game is paused temporarily. So you just wait for her to hit it back over. If it's somebody you just started dating and, she hasn't been consistently reaching out to you, then you just re-engage after a week, hit her up to make the next date. But typically what happens is when a woman is texting you and you either just had a date or you already have the next one set, especially when it's at night, 8, 9 o'clock at night, just say come over. Especially if she's, that's if she's already been to your place and you're hooking up. Because you got to transition from the once a week date that you initiate, but when she starts reaching out and initiating contact, then you just use those as opportunities to create the next get together. And what you'll notice is the get togethers will be more frequent and you'll start seeing each other more than once a week. So Money Muscle Game says, how do you get your confidence back? I used to be super confident. I got too cocky. I stopped working on myself. I got dumped and lost all my confidence and sense of self. Any advice? Well, what does Jocko Willink says? Be humble or you will be humbled. And something else he says is discipline equals freedom. So basically what happened was you stopped doing the fundamentals. And then when you stopped doing the fundamentals, your life came apart. And so what is the solution? If you stop doing the fundamentals and your life fell apart, then what do you need to do? You need to start doing the fundamentals again. And your life over time will come back together. You get fitter, you get in better shape. Your confidence will start to come back. You'll feel a little bit more swagger. You'll start noticing that women notice you more. I've said this many times. I notice a difference pushing weights around versus not. There's something invisible that happens to your body, and just women notice you more when you're pushing weights around versus when you're not. So if you're kind of invisible with women, get your fucking ass in the gym, push some weights around, do some cardio, eat healthy, get fit, get in shape, start reading the book, get out there, start practicing it, trying to meet some new girls. Just do the fundamentals. You had your life together when you met that girl. And what happened was, like most people, they get into a relationship, they get lazy, they get soft, they get compliant, they kind of become roommates, they stop going to the gym, especially if you're dating a girl that doesn't exercise, she'll be a bad influence on you, and then you'll stop exercising. And so, be with a woman as shares your values. So it's important to date women that care about their bodies and take care of themselves, because a woman who neglects herself eventually will neglect you.
Yeah, I was just telling Jack that with the baby, I don't know if he's going to be able to go before work in the mornings because he's going to need more sleep. I said, so why don't you after work have come home, have dinner, and then, have some time to yourself to go to the gym. Because I was like, he needs it for his like mental stimulation and to, get, and also have his own space, feel good and everything else. I don't want him to stop going to the gym because we have a baby.
Oh, is he's thinking he's just gonna stop going?
No, but he usually goes in the morning, like at 4.
You
So,
gotta adapt, improvise, overcome,
yeah.
compensate, and then maybe at night he can take your ass to the gym.
Yeah, he's
Maybe you
gonna
can
watch the
start
baby.
participating. We'll take the baby with you.
Oh yeah, I told him that too. I said you can put the baby on the baby Bajorn and then, or I can do it and do it that way.
You
Make the
gotta
baby lift.
adapt, improvise, overcome, compensate.